It's run by one side or the other.
Oh, certainly. But both sides are becoming identical. What, in fact, has been created? An international community. A perfect blueprint for world order. When the sides facing each other suddenly realize that they're looking into a mirror, they will see that this is the pattern for the future.
The whole Earth.
That is my hope.
It's all gone to fuck, the odds were evenly near. Elite policies sear through this heart like a spear. So I'm not burning any more bridges round here. Give in to some thrills there just to lock down the fear. Locked up, rocked up was my jaw, oh dear. How the fuck did I get here? Spinning vision isn't clear. Turning up now, if that's what they call it. Watched a bird gawk a hawk, got lost clocking his wallet. Not got any time for these hot models and bonnets. Unless I'm singing my sonnets, I'm bringing tonic and chronic. Got so much love for all my chicks and I'm honest. Even stuck up birds love me, I love yous and I promise I'm not being degrading, just changing up the phonics. Offended, go and cut a line and get racing like Sonic. I'm on it, and that's why I play and I check you. Came in the game not to straight disrespect you. Pay your dues to suit you, better watch who you step to. Before I go NWA and chin check you. Supposedly envied living in a land of plenty. The application's back and the food bag's empty. Don't tell us what to do when we know what we're meant to. Despising toffs like the posh cunt that I pay my rent to. But we can't win, stuck in a mentality of losing. I understand the urge to sin, reality's confusing. I'm bruised in, head feels like it's coughed up contusion. So take a flying fuck with a long jump to your conclusions. While I run to my movement, escape the zoo. From the mics, the tags, the lino to the ones and the twos. I know this movement's been due, more credit than it's been due. People putting work in and yet you think you have the audacity to blaspheme our gospels are true. And to the prophets and muse, I guess it's Oski we use. That's the government's fault, that's the government's fault. That's the government, the government's fault. I'm fucking mad with you and it is the government's fault. I can't get mad with you and it is the government's fault. That's the government's fault, that's the government's fault. That's the government, the government's fault. I'm fucking mad with you and it is the government's fault. I can't get mad with you and it is the government's fault. Now I'm slipping back like nicotine fiends on the Rizzler tap. Come harder than the impact of the swish when you hit a back. Change something, you kidding? They're too busy with this and that. If your presence isn't present, then it's only right your shit's a rap. She says so much but keeps it in. What kind of shit is that? I don't know, but all I know is it's better than that piss you spat. Life went from health kicks and protesting more to death threats to Ponzi's if they keep coming to my door. From life feeling good and now I feel sore. Nearly vegan to really eating and beefing with old whores. Yes, I'd love him to the core if he appreciates it more. And even though I'm still at it, staying sober is a chore. Too many times I've passed in the last 6 months where I've been dying to get steaming and go local on these cunts. I'll save it for when he's sick of the lyrical dunce and he leaves me for a munter who's mutton you couldn't punt. Oh, what am I saying? It's never gonna happen. He's sneaking past the door, he loves to listen to the rapping. And even as I'm yapping, I hear the floorboards cracking. What's that, darling? Nothing, neighbours back from getting a smacking. Life's great, making the most of bad situations. Like you, I'm so confused about the mad shit we're facing. The dragons, they're chasing, haphazardly racing. They're going round in circles while anxiously pacing. And wow, it's amazing being trapped and amazing. Standing catching flies while standing in amazement. It's money they're all craving and I'm just being brazen. It's funny how it changes situations without saving. I'm Oski, Tchaikovsky, I've got ways to be paving and trails to be blazing while the government's erasing. That's the government's fault, that's the government's fault. That's the government, the government's fault. I'm fucking mad with you and it is the government's fault. I can't get mad with you and it is the government's fault. That's the government's fault, that's the government's fault. That's the government, the government's fault. I'm fucking mad with you and it is the government's fault. I can't get mad with you and it is the government's fault. That's the government's fault, that's the government's fault. That's the government, the government's fault. I'm fucking mad with you and it is the government's fault. I can't get mad with you and it is the government's fault. That's the government's fault, that's the government's fault. That's the government, the government's fault. I'm fucking mad with you and it is the government's fault. I can't get mad with you and it is the government's fault.